Hey guys, it's Hadrian here. How's everyone doing today? Hope you guys are all doing fantastic. So I'm here today with a quick little video. This is like so weird because I honestly never thought that this would happen, but it was really strange because today I went thrifting, and as you can see I'm still wearing the same thing because I just filmed another video about finding that Fendi bag, and I'll leave a link right here if you guys want to see it, but it was amazing, just so you guys know if you want to check it out. That Fendi bag was beyond gorgeous. I've always wanted that bag. I've never seen it in real life. It was too expensive, but check it out anyway. So it was really weird. The first thrift store that I went to, someone actually came up to me and was like, "Do you do YouTube videos?" And I was like, "Yeah." And I thought like maybe he saw me thrifting, or he saw me like videotaping because I was recording a little bit. And he was like, "Oh, I've seen you on YouTube, da da da." And I was like, "What?" Like, so cool. And he was like, "Yeah, like I am actually here because you, because you found like such cool stuff." And I was like, "No way, I'm at the thrift store all the time." It's actually the thrift store where I purchased a lot of the furniture that I got from my sister for her house when they move, which I think is gonna be in the end of August is when their house is gonna be ready to move into. So if you guys don't know about that, I kind of do like a little challenge with myself to see how much furniture I could get them in under $200. So we're almost there already. I think we're at like 120, 130, but I got so much stuff already. I'll actually do a separate video on that. It's pretty cool. But so I wanted to do a video about how I got into thrifting. And honestly, if you ask anyone that I know, not a lot of people know that I thrift other than my immediate family and like 2 or 3 of my friends. No one else knows that I go thrifting. It's not that I don't want to tell them, it's just that like no one would believe me even if I told them, because I've had friends before ask me if I wanted to go to the thrift store, and I'd be like, no. I don't know why, but I used to think that everything at the thrift store would be haunted and possessed by a demon and would kill me in the middle of the night or possess me or something, which is probably because I watched too many horror movies and I watched Annabelle, and that would really freak me out. And so I almost fell off the chair. But so I honestly would never have in a million years thought about thrifting, but I've worked retail my whole entire life and I loved it. But then it kind of got to the point where I got tired of it, and I don't really want to get into like all that stuff about why. But then a couple years ago my mom had to have like all these surgeries on her shoulders and like her feet, and it was just like much. So I was the only one that finished school, and I was out living on my own. I was working, and my sister was in Arizona, and then my brother is younger but he's going to college still, and my dad has to work all the time. So I was like, okay, well I'm gonna move home and I'll help you out. And I was like, well, I'll just take a break from working because like retail honestly has gotten on my last nerve at this point. And I'm living at home helping my mom, driving her to her doctor's appointments, physical therapy and all that, and helping her around the house. But like in between all that, I didn't know like what to do with myself, honestly. So that's when I started watching YouTube videos. I never watched really YouTube at all. Like I just thought it was like a place to find like lame videos about like, or cute videos about like cute little cats doing cute things or whatever. But then I was like, well, I want to learn how to sew, because my mom, if you've watched our other, my other videos with my mom, we both love handbags. And I started loving handbags because I started working in handbags and designer goods, and I worked in high-end furniture, and that's why I love furniture. Like everywhere I worked, I ended up loving everything that I was selling. But like, yeah, anyway. So she was having all these like shoulder surgeries, and she had bad shoulders and all this stuff, and she couldn't carry like heavy bags. So I like wanted to make her like, I don't know, like make her bags that looked like her favorite bags. Like I wanted to make her a Celine bag, and I wanted to make her like a Chanel out of like fabric. Like I'll insert some photos, and it is this. and it's just out of felt, inspired by the Celine mini. So it's actually really big bag. I modeled it after the large size, which is the medium, even though it's larger. Anyway, so long story short, I started making my own things, like bags, like just like stuff like that, like I made out of like felt or faux leather or fabric, and I would hand paint them, spray paint them and all this, and it was so much fun. But after a year of doing that, I got totally burnt out because I was just doing everything by myself, and I got lucky that people were liking the stuff that I was making. I was taking custom orders and all that, and I was selling on Etsy, and it was a lot of fun, but I just like, it was too much. So I actually, like, literally after I sent out my last order and I stopped taking orders already, literally the next day, my friend was like, hey, do you want to go to the thrift store with me now that you have time? And I was like, and I was like, okay, well, I guess maybe. So I end up going, and the thrift store, I think it was San Bernardino. I don't honestly remember which one it was, but it was a Goodwill, and I was like, okay, well, let's just give it a chance, and I just won't touch anything so nothing can possess me. So I just walked into the thrift store. I kind of like was trying to give it like the benefit of the doubt. Like, I was looking around and not really finding anything, but things weren't really as awful as I thought they were gonna be, and I'm just like walking around, and then I get to the back, like there's like these doors that open and someone's pushing out a cart, and I was just like right there, I was like, oh, like what is this? And then if you guys are thrifters and go to the Goodwill, you know that when they bring out the carts, like that's like the new stuff that they're gonna put out for the day or at that moment, and like everyone kind of just like swoops in and looks to see what they have. And luckily I was just like right there next to it, and I was like, oh, let me take a look. And I didn't see anything. There was like the top, there's had two like little shelves, like one on the top and one on the bottom, and I looked at the top and nothing was there, and I looked at the bottom, I found a pair of shoes, and I was like, oh, what are these? And I grab them, and I look at them, they're like little pumps, like little heels, and they were Chanel, and I was like, oh, these can't be real, you know? Chanel. Who would give away these shoes? Like, they were pretty nice too, and they weren't that bad. They maybe looked a little dusty. And so I'm showing it to my friend, I'm like, look at these shoes. I'm like, do you think they're real? And I was like, honestly, they're probably not real, they're probably just fake. Because I did really do a lap around like the handbag section, because that's probably what I'm most familiar with, and that's like the easiest thing for me to see and know what they are. And I saw actually like a couple of fake Louis Vuittons, and I saw fake Chanel, and I was like, well, fake Chanel shoes. But I was looking at them, they looked really well made, and kind of just, and they were just $6.99, so I decided to purchase them and kind of just show them to my mom and be like, hey mom, look what I found. I just found some Chanel shoes at the store. And then so I bring them home and show them to her, and she's like, hey, these actually look pretty good. And I was like, yeah, I know, that's why I bought them. And I was like, but they can't be real because they're from the thrift store. So then I go online, I do some research, and I like read like an article really randomly that said that Chanel heels aren't really counterfeited. They usually just counterfeit and make the espadrilles, like the shoes. And so I was like, okay. So then I found like an authenticator and decided to like submit photos, and she replied to me and was like, oh yeah, those shoes are real. And I was like, no way. So I was like, I was pumped. So I was like, no, I can't believe I just found these Chanel shoes like for my first trip to the thrift store. And I was like, okay. And I was trying to find, like, I was like, maybe they'll fit my sister, but they were too big and they were too small for my mom. And I thought maybe I would just sell them. And since I'm not like new to like selling stuff, I did find like these apps where you can buy and sell like your stuff in your closet: Poshmark, Vinted, Mercari, Depop, TheRealreal, all that stuff, like online, almost like online consignment. But well, I think TheRealreal is online consignment. The other ones are you just have them here in your house and then you mail them out. And I decided to put them up there, and then like that night, some girl was like, oh, do you want to trade for my Chanel wallet? And I was like, yes, I do. And it was just like this pink Chanel wallet. I still have it somewhere, but honestly, I kind of lost it because I gave it to my sister because I wanted her to like paint something on it because she's pretty crafty and she's pretty good at painting, and she like paints shoes, and like for her kids and stuff, and I was like, oh, let's paint something, and I gave it to her, and I don't know, she has it, like she moved, and I think it's in a box somewhere. Anyway, actually I'll insert a photo here of what it looked like. So I was hooked after that, and I just, like, that first Chanel was really like what sucked me in. And then after, like literally the day after, I went back to the thrift store, and like this time like with a more open mind, and I was like more willing to like look through stuff. And then I found 2 Coach purses. One of them was a vintage all leather Coach purse that was it's kind of like a messenger, and it has like a flap, and then it has like the little turn lock. If I can find the photo, I'll insert it here. And then the second one I found was actually new, and it was a bag that I've actually sold tons of, and it's the Coach tote in the Legacy, from the Legacy collection, when they first was starting to roll out all leather bags. They were trying to move away from their monogrammed C's for the Coach, and they were doing like the leather bags, like kind of like their heritage collection from back in the day when they first came out. And then both of them just needed like a little work, and I was like, well, probably just a little leather conditioner. We'll get these like looking real good. And then brought them home, rehabbed them, and actually at first I couldn't get a hold of regular leather dye, so I was able to find shoe leather dye that my dad had for his shoes. And I was like, well, let me just try this on the bag. And you know what, and honestly it works so well. I should actually do a video about it. It's really good for dyeing things that are already the same color. So if it's black and you just want to like re-dye it a little bit and like make it look like brings back the color, perfect. So I would actually have a bag. I'm actually gonna make that video. So if you guys want to see that, definitely give me a thumbs up and let me know down in the comments below, because I would love to do that. I'll try to get it up sooner rather than later if you guys really want to see it. I think it's really cool, and it's actually a really easy application with a sponge brush. But I'm getting off topic, sorry. But that's pretty much how I started thrifting. It's just that first, of course it's Chanel, you know? And you know, I feel like I've come full circle because I just found that other Chanel bag in the store, and I'm actually about to give it to my mom. I think I'm gonna give it to her this weekend as a surprise. I should be getting the white acrylic touch-up paint tomorrow so I can finalize fixing up the bag. And honestly, if you guys saw the video that I put up fixing it, like the bag looks brand new, brand spanking new. It's just like the glue stained the interior of the bag a little bit, but that happened from the bag that happened the season that those bags came out or something apparently. So I just have to fix the little corners and it'll be perfect. And I don't know, I hope she likes it. I'll videotape it so you guys can see her reaction. But, and she has no clue that I got. I think she does. I don't know. But I'm excited to give it to her, and I'm excited that, like, thrifting has been so good to me, honestly. Thrifting has been so awesome. For me, I have learned so much about fixing bags and shoes and clothes, and it's given me like a whole nother perspective, because I was already behind. I already did the whole selling things for years, retail, and then making my own things and then selling them, and now like kind of buying and selling. So it's like I am taking like, I don't know, it's kind of like a crash course on like how to like run like a full business, buying, selling, and all that. And I don't know if you guys want a video about that. I think it's kind of interesting, and people ask me all the time like about like how I do it, like how I buy and sell all that stuff, because that's what I do full time now. I just buy and sell all sorts of stuff, and as well as making the bows and headbands and stuff with my mom. If you guys haven't seen that, check that out. I'll have a link below, bitsandbobsaccessories.com. I'll have that right here for you if you want to check out our store. And I think I'm done rambling, and and I don't even remember what I'm talking about anymore, to be honest. I'm still like on that high from finding that Fendi and on the low for not purchasing it. So I'm crazy. I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I honestly, you guys make me so happy. Like when you guys leave a comment, like anything, I'm just like, oh, someone said something, or like even a thumbs up, or even when you guys view the videos, like I don't even if I get a thumbs down, I'm like, oh, someone still watched and gave me a thumbs down. But I don't know, I'm just weird. But I don't know, I just think it's so cool, and I'm having the time of my life. It's so much fun making these videos, and honestly, like the feedback I get from you guys and all that, and I love sharing my knowledge with you. A bunch of you guys have asked me questions for how to repair things and all these other things, and hopefully I've answered your questions, and hopefully I can make videos about how to answer them. Actually, I think I want to do a Q&A. If you guys are like interested in that, I can do a Q&A video, so you can like submit your questions in this video down below in the comments, and I'll do a video next week of all the questions you guys asked, and I'll answer them. Just ask me anything, whatever you want, and yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye!